Hi, this is Kate, and welcome to Seth Talk. We will be starting shortly as I'll be getting us on Facebook Live, and Oshara will be joining us. And we are just waiting for our guests to arrive at this moment. We've got 1 minute, so I'm going to start getting us on Facebook. So this will be live on Seth discussion group. And it's preparing at this moment. And we are live. We're live on Facebook. Oh, I need to get my phone. Excuse me. Just monitoring it on the phone works well. I'm back. And for the moment, here I am on Facebook Live, and it's just me. Oh, let's see. I just heard from Mickey. She said she's running a little late. She'll be with us in a bit. Great. Now let me find it on Facebook on my phone so that I can monitor all of this. We have a wonderful SyTime already. All right. Okay, there it is. And I'll turn the sound off. How does everybody like the new background? I love it. Aurora Borealis. All right, so on Facebook, I've got Crystal Conway, Jeff Hawkins, Abidon, I think that's how I say your name. And Crystal says yes, and Jenny Olson. So they're all watching with me. How's everybody doing out in Facebook land? Because nobody's joining me on Zoom yet. Oh, and there is Martin. So we're going to let Martin join us. He's on Zoom. Hi, Martin. Whoa, there.
Hi, Oshara and Martin.
And there's Oshara.
Hello.
Hi. I changed the Zoom settings a little bit so that everybody joins with their microphone on. So I don't have to be telling people, turn it on. It's already on.
Good to see you, Martin.
Yeah, you too, Oshara.
Arthur Wernick is on Facebook, and Crystal says all is well and as it should be. Great. How was your week this week, Martin?
Very busy.
Oh, you're always busy.
Yeah. Well, they increased the store hours by a couple of hours. So we had more business when I come in, more of a mess to clean up.
All right.
Yeah. So a lot more work. That's okay.
Yeah.
So Kate has a beautiful meditation,
Also got a,
Seth meditation.
I'm sorry.
That's all. Go on. What were you wanting to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I also got a promotion. I forgot about that. I got
Whoa.
promoted to service manager.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Good reality creating.
Yeah,
All right.
It's
Just-
nice.
go up in pay grade.
Oh, and excellent too.
That's always a plus.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your showing up for these. We know that your sleep patterns are on the graveyard shift, so to speak. So having to be
Yeah.
here at a certain
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it works okay because I get tomorrow off, so I can make up for it tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays.
Sleep in.
Congrats though on moving on up.
What's that?
Congratulations on moving on up.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
So
Obviously you're what?
Obviously I'm sleepy. I keep saying things wrong here, but
No, you're
I'm
doing
okay.
fine.
Not at all.
You're doing fine. You're great.
All right.
Well, we're doing something right because the Facebook people are saying that it's automatically coming up, so they're not missing it. So that's a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So the SyTime exercise we have scheduled is called Changing the Past in Your Mind. So this is one that was fascinating, and it's in actually put it in two different places. It was in Seth Speaks and the individual and the nature of mass events.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are getting Audrey in.
There she is.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Audrey. Welcome aboard. Your mic is on.
No.
Audrey,
There it
Audrey,
is.
can you see us?
Yeah. Hi. Could you see me?
Yes.
There you are.
We changed our background again. We went to the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So hi.
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 So it's a small group so far, except Facebook, there's a bunch of people watching. So love our Facebook people.
And if any of our Facebook friends want to join us next Sunday to be face to face, we just let us know, and we'll send you the stuff that Kate sends you, so you can push the right buttons and join us.
Yep, and that is all in the Facebook, whatever I had to do. Like the directions are in there. So
Yeah, it's really easy. So we, just welcoming more friends to join the conversation always.
Yeah.
How many people are on Facebook right now?
I can't tell. Well, it says 5, but they're popping in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of names there.
There are a lot of names here. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And our group is growing, our Facebook group. I went to welcome people today, and my browser just would not let me do it. So I tried to figure out who the new people were and realized that my browser hasn't done it in a while. So I missed welcoming so many of the new Seth people into our Seth group. So I sent out 2 things, but then I tried a new browser and it works on the other browser. So
And there was this really sweet note that somebody put on there. What was it? Do you remember what the woman said? Or thank you for inviting us to seeing Seth again, inviting your house.
She asked, she thanked us.
She made a little meme, a big meme.
Inviting her to join the Seth house, to come home.
That she's coming home and stuff to Seth and something like that. Sorry, I'm quoting it, but it was such a nice feeling that somebody joined the group and how beautiful their statement was about Seth and stuff. Another person?
No, that's something else.
Okay.
That's the, yeah.
Ding,
The computer is picking up everything. So that was a message.
ding. Audrey, what on earth have you been up to?
It's cold here. Just kidding.
Ah, in Rhode Island.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. Um, got a few lessons this week in feeling tones and beliefs. Um, I was coming from a feeling of connectedness through my heart, uh, happiness, and the events that are going on are putting my feeling tone into sad. Um, I had to go into my beliefs, and my belief was that things are going to get bad towards November. So I have to rethink that and handle it.
Yes. Yeah. You know, with our beliefs, one of the things I've found is if there's a strong emotion around any of it, it probably is more of a core belief. And if you can rid yourself of a core belief that is not serving you well, all the little branches of beliefs that stem from that go away.
Well,
That's a
I
big.
al- I also remembered a core belief of mine, and I've evolved into that belief as my teen years went on, that no matter how bad I feel things have gotten, they always got better, and I'm protected. So I have to keep that in my head and not the negative, because I don't want to contribute to creating bad reality.
Right, right. And on Facebook, you contribute to so many people's good feelings with your pictures of your flowers and your little bugs, and that they're just very uplifting. And I'm sure that your pictures are going to transition into fall foliage and then beautiful crystalline snow.
Yeah.
And then you'll move back into new sprouts and flowers again. So, you
I
know,
try to live in the moment in music, but it's just this negative is permeating me. I have to go inside.
And I think you bring up an important point. It does seem that the media is bombarding people with negative projections and gloom and doom. And I think it would serve us all well to kind of turn off that programming so that we can take control of our own self-programming, that it's up to us to program our reality and our collective reality, and not giving our energy to those who seem to be participating in the gloom and doom machinery of it all. That needs to be addressed by all of us individually. How much of the outer world do we want to let in?
Yeah.
And how much of our inner world are we willing to project outward to create more positive collective realities?
Well, it's allowed me to go within and remember a core belief I've always had. So hopefully, I'll stop believing it again.
I love how you said that is your belief, and core beliefs can be, I'll just say good, bad,
oh, sure.
anything,
Mhm.
but what serves us best, but to consciously collect the most positive core beliefs. So that one that you shared with us, we can all take to heart too for ourselves and fashion that belief for ourselves. State it again so I really understand how good that belief was when you said that.
No matter how bad things have gotten, they've always worked out. They've always gotten better. I've always felt protected, and
Mhm.
it's where I go.
And I have a similar thing of like, everybody gets to create their realities. And I may be witnessing other people creating realities, but I don't have to participate in realities I don't want to be part of. I
Yeah.
can see them taking place, but that doesn't mean I have to jump into the deep end of that swimming pool. I can continue to maintain Seth said a quote, the universe leans in your direction, and that it's almost like constantly granting wishes. So again, be joyful what you wish for. And that whatever circumstances are in the outer world, we can rise up to create personal realities that are beautiful, even amidst whatever background noise might be going on, or using certain opportunities to our own benefit. But it is vital to just keep our energy up and connected with our spiritual source, or whatever we want to call it, entity, and calling on divine wisdom, not channel surfing on a TV, but turning that machine off maybe, so that we can go into the inner channels that really are the universal wisdom.
And be aware if you're sliding into a negative belief.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's like, to be human and to have a conscious mind requires constant vigilance about self-monitoring our thinking and our feeling, and choosing over and over again, who do I want to be right now?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful, limitless opportunity and gift we all have. Who do you want to be right now? And being it. We have the gift of the gods. We can be whoever and whatever we want to be. And that starts, though, with the energy frequency that we choose to occupy and become infinite. Isn't she cute?
Beautiful.
Yes.
Stop it. I've been conversing with Mickey. She's got a little, dilemma going on at home. So she said she's going to be a little bit late, but she'll be here. So I definitely want to chat a little bit before we get into our meditation, because it's so important that we have especially our core group with us.
And if anybody on Facebook wants to start showering us with questions and comments, we love repeating what we hear from our friends on Facebook.
Eric says hello. Hi, Eric. And a pretty red flower he sent.
I feel super mellow, so
it is a mellow day.
And good and
Chill.
chill.
A chill day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and meditative, and tuning into the higher frequencies, sort of thing.
And how's Martin?
Oh, we can't hear you, Martin.
Martin, can you hear us? Make sure your sound is on.
Muted.
It got muted
There
somehow.
you go.
How's Martin is the question. How's Martin?
I'm doing very well. It's getting into the time of year, my favorite time of year. It's cooler. Yeah. Fall's my favorite. I like winter too. Fall and winter.
Now, before you got on, Audrey, Martin had some good news. He got a promotion at his job and
Pay raise?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Prestige?
Yay.
But you're
Great.
still on graveyard though.
Yeah.
I like it. That's the shift you want, you said.
That is the one I want. So
Good.
that's good for me. I told them they can keep me there forever because I love being awake at that time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we do create the best around us.
And part of it is communicating it. Like, you tell them what you want. I want this shift. I want a promotion. I want a pay raise. So saying what you want wherever you go, what you want to create, as if the universe keeps asking you, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
Keep answering the question to everyone around you.
Yeah.
And that goes to everybody out there in Facebook land.
How's your spiritual life, Martin?
Spiritual life? Well, I'm always thinking about spiritual topics, so I haven't had any visitations lately, not that I can think of. But I'm always open to that. Yeah.
Who visits?
Usually relatives. Yeah. Ordinarily I get a like I do a lot of genealogy, so it kind of occurs in line with the genealogy that I'm doing at the time. I'll get actual verbal communications sometimes, just right out of the blue. It's very fascinating, thrilling.
You've
Yeah.
got actual names that way that
Yeah.
were verifiable. So that's
Yeah.
Wow.
truly
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I found relatives that, I found information on them, what their names were, because they gave it to me. Actually told me what their names were, and I was able to look them up. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's happened more than once. Yeah. But I did
Cool.
have a friend ask me, says, "Aren't you agnostic?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what I would call it. I don't believe in worshiping anything. I don't worship anything or anyone, but I do believe in spirits, and I respect them and I support them. I guess that's it. But worship, no, I don't think in terms of worship." Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not putting
Yeah.
people down that worship, but it's just not something that I do. No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So have you heard any more about Boston opening up, Audrey?
No, I'm going to actually go back on their website because I think this is the fall season. So yeah, they're supposed to send an email when they're open, but I'll keep checking.
Okay, all right. Thank
And
you.
cross my fingers.
Oh yeah, we're just so excited waiting for this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Now last week, I was asked to do the meditations by themselves and put them on YouTube. And I am going to try to do that. Haven't gotten to it yet, but I am going to try to put them on, record them a little more professionally than just being in the middle of Seth Talk. And they should be, I'll certainly post them to the Facebook page so that people know about them. But yeah, we're going to try to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting to have a collection forming of Seth's SyTime exercises done verbally, and also with Kate kind of saying a few things to kind of direct it as a meditation that can be standalone audio. Because when Seth read them or spoke them to Rob, as Rob took dictation, that was within that context. So to try to bring them into what's been evolving here over these last many weeks of, Kate reading Seth's words as a guided meditation, that's taking it from the page in the written word to a different way of transporting our consciousness. And it's had quite a remarkable result with so many of our listeners and people on the panel here. So it's like, wait, there's something going on. Let's do more of this.
He's doing that.
Yeah. And I even hear from people later on, they're like, I listened to it again and this came up and this memory came up. So Crystal Conway is on and she said, I think that's a good philosophy talking to you, Martin. And she said to try not to worship any one thing. Then she says, I wish I would have known you would have time for questions. She can't think of one now. And that happens a lot. So please, anybody out there in Facebook land, if something just pops up, I have the phone sitting here on my lap.
So you
And yeah, see, there's the phone. So, and I'm trying to monitor it as best I can and put it out there.
And so thank you, Crystal, and everybody else. Just channel a question, allow it to pop in,
Yeah.
and type it on Facebook, and we'll get it, and we'll have a conversation with you too. We want to help gently ease our Facebook friends into maybe showing up live with us sometime, because there's so much good things going on every week here on this. Right now, it's a wonderful mellow feeling. So I'm like, yeah, in the moment, it's fine.
Mhm. And really, the only thing we plan is the SyTime, and that takes maybe 10, 15 minutes. out of the 2 hours. So in the beginning, we just welcome people on and then see where people are at. And we just are really loose,
In the
super
moment.
loose. Yeah.
The present is the point of power. The moment point, he even called this.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. And sometimes even if you come up with just, your favorite passage, you put that down in Facebook and
We'll read it.
we'll read it. And then, you just don't even know where the discussion can go from there.
That's the thing
Yeah.
about having all these energies, all these individuals coming together to share their Sethiness, is the spontaneity of the moment and all that can be shared. And again, one more thing about the, reading Seth's words. We all know about Tim Harthart and reading and how he is reading the books, but it might be really nice to read these and have a large collection of Kate reading some of the Seth passages and being able to post that on YouTube or the Seth House website or whatever, so that anytime people can just push a button and go into a Seth meditation, a guided meditation. So we keep coming up with all these wonderful ideas that come to us about how we can contribute to the Seth community and the Seth body of work, just embracing it all the more. So this is an important body of work, and we're also fortunate and blessed to be able to partake of it and share it with each other. And
Yeah, and we never know what's going to work really well, or, we just try different things, and that happened to be one that we hit on that people liked a lot. And the fact that people are getting it in real time, or in, when they're reviewing the recording, or whether they're on Facebook or Zoom, it doesn't seem to matter. It's putting themselves in that space and time where it's being delivered.
And putting themselves to a Seth state of consciousness, which is liberating and expansive. And what a gift the Seth material is.
So Crystal said, my first time I'm able to listen. Seth material changed my life, and all things were in alignment to my awakening. Death of my father, the precipitating factor. So I'm guessing from this, the death of your father, at the same time the Seth material was brought to you. And I'm not commenting on Facebook, I'm commenting real time.
So something about the passage, the death of your father, helped to instigate some of the journey, your spiritual journey. So often that happens where it's a personal crisis, either health or the loss of a loved one.
Yes.
Crystal says again, yes, that can be a way of opening a door. Is something happens to us that changes everything. And it shifts our reality into asking new questions and demanding new answers.
Absolutely, she says.
And what a gift that a tragedy can be sometimes. Life is everlasting, she says. Was that part of it, Crystal, that with the passing of your father, you knew he
lives on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he was an example of passing from this reality to another. As you say, life is everlasting. And someone
Seth confirmed that for me. That we just, energy doesn't die, we just change form, and that we go on.
And
so it was a confirmation.
Absolutely. And he took that truth to he's never stopped stressing that truth, even now, eternally. The subtitle of Seth Speaks is The Eternal Validity of the Soul. She says, yes, definitely. Yes, definitely, maybe to a few other things that we were saying.
Well, and Martin has had that same, with his past relatives giving their names to him, clearly they're still out there and verifiable. So that's
yeah.
yeah. So Crystal is
Yeah.
asking, are
What
you
I get from some of them,
Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, we'll get back to Crystal.
oh, okay. What I get from them is, at least from some of them, is that not really, it's not like they're in heaven or not in heaven, is they're free to go wherever they want, be wherever they want, at any instant. And so they're always, well, not all of them, but many of them are available for us whenever we want to speak with them. They're always nearby. Yeah.
That's the beauty. You really, what you stated was
At
so
least that's
clear.
what I get from them.
And that's an important part of the experience of life. I mean, so many people have had the gift of experiencing that. And you're describing that so well, Martin, that yeah, the freedom can still visit with them. They're free to go.
Yeah. And that's what I got from my cousin's brother that passed away recently. I mean, he didn't really speak to me, but I just kind of reached out and tried to sense free. And what the immediate expression I got was free. I'm free. I'm just free. I told my cousin that. I said he's just totally free now. He can go wherever and be whatever and do whatever he wants.
And the more we open up our awareness to that, at least saying that possibility, the more we open ourselves up to actual factual experiences in this regard. Seth is always saying it's about our belief of our beliefs. If we believe something isn't, well, then our experience is it isn't. But if we believe something is possible, suddenly doors start opening to these kinds of experiences, spiritual experiences, visitations, openings to our consciousness. Just the beginning of, maybe this could be possible, some of this crazy stuff. Maybe it is possible. That just starts to open the window blinds and the door opening a crack to let the miracles in. They're only miracles when we don't understand fully that it's actually reality and common, and we should make it more common in our own life.
Yeah.
Because this is the good stuff. I mean, what could be better than reality, which is a positive expression. So changing our ability to receive more gifts of life and awareness and love from beings that really want us to receive their love. There's no limits. Opening ourselves up to it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey. I think everyone, are you all there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
Deep thought.
I've tried to communicate with my deceased loved ones, but it's never happened for me.
Could be happening in your sleep state. Just remember.
It's a very good place to reach out, especially when you first start experience. I found with friends of mine that have tried that the sleep state is a very good place. It's a very good meeting point. And a lot more of what we experience there is more real than we realize. You think, oh, I dreamt about my mother last night. A friend of mine told me.
I was gonna say I was getting phone calls from my mother, but I thought that was just my grieving process. But it's kind of cool to think she calls once in a while.
Yeah.
Always on the phone.
They do use electronics.
You mean you had dreams of your mother calling you?
All the time.
Wow, how blatant and in your face is that? Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It was always ending with me begging her to come home, and I woke up in tears, always. So I don't know if it was grieving or she was helping that, but kind of cool.
She was probably helping the grieving process. Yes.
There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes what we remember in the morning upon awakening from the sleep state, the dream state, is just the just the barest of recollections of what really took place. There could be so much more that was exchanged or experienced in our sleep. And we wake up with a faint recollection of it. But as we do, you try to go deeper into holding on to those threads upon awakening to try to trace back to get more and more memories of it. We are entitled to remember our dreams. So there's a process sometime upon awakening, really putting our focus on where was I? Who was I with? What do I feel upon awakening? So what did Seth call it? Dream scientists, or was that it? Dream scientists, that we should all become, have a scientific mind even about that other important part of our conscious life, which we experience in our dreams, in our sleep state. Seth says we're having, some people's lives are even more expansive and dramatic even, or rich in their sleep, what we call sleep, than in their daytime, that they're doing so many more things, maybe of spiritual service or whatever, in our sleep time, that we only have the barest hint of an inkling of when we awaken. But it would serve all of us to just really spend more time in the morning deliberately trying to bring that back and remember, and more time in the evening setting ourselves up for programming ourselves to remember the rest of what our life journey is, which is in sleep, that limitless place of our consciousness. And we go to other realms, we see other beings. At least this is what Seth's telling me, and I believe Seth. And I feel like I've had these experiences too. I feel like we've all had these experiences, knowing, wow, something went on in my sleep state and it's real. You think?
Having a cat that wakes me up like 5 in the morning, I remember a lot of them. I've had some pretty amazing ones.
Yeah.
One, you want to hear one?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was walking in a kind of like a forest, and two tigers were rolling in each other's feces kind of thing. And I thought I was in danger, but when they started doing that, I started walking. And I walked into an open area, and I glanced to the left, and a scroll of words started scrolling down. And to the right, a voice in an Indian voice was saying something. And at the end of it, he said, "Ascension to the fifth dimension," which I never looked into the fifth dimension. I've seen it on Facebook, and I've scrolled past it, and I thought that was like a wow dream for me. So I looked into the fifth dimension, and I think spiritually it's a place of love, and so I'm thinking of all the events going on. I have to remember that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Thank you for that dream share. And
Yeah. Oh, there's Audrey, there's a whole, on Facebook, Seth Dream Community.
I posted it on there when I first had it.
Oh,
wonderful.
Good.
Yeah.
It's still on.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Good. I just love our Seth community.
And Seth readers around the world. Because Seth readers is like the individual, individuals who read Seth. I love where their minds are striving to be, where their hearts. And then Seth community, it's like, well, get people together to talk about it, and that's the community. So anyway, maybe we call it collectively Seth community or individually Seth readers. We're onto something here as we appreciate the gift of this material. And Crystal said, I take every morning to recall my dreams. Yes, I see my father in my dream. He is real and gives me messages. Thank you. Thank you. You know, when we start to pause to think about some of the things Seth told us about the greater reality, it's a weird place we seem to all find ourselves in collectively, where we're in a world where TV tells us certain things, or news media tells us certain things, or our religions tell us something else, or politics tells us something else, and we're bombarded by messages that really are um, um, I don't know. Sometimes something can feel like not quite right, we'll say. That maybe all of us have perceived this outer reality that's coming at us, and messages that are hitting home, politics, government, religion, what we're told reality is. And, you know, TV again, be afraid, be very afraid. But Seth, maybe a quieter voice in the written word and in the spoken word, Seth, saying, no, reality is something far different than anything we've been told in some of the traditional places we get our information. And I'd rather investigate what Seth is indicating is, for one thing, very empowering, like how amazing we all are just in the fact of our being. Who we are now is unlimited, a tremendous source of power, and we are connected with infinite wisdom. Okay, I'd rather go with that train of thought, he's continuously empowering us to seek more, to become who we are, to manifest ourselves truly in this dimension. Apparently we're needed here, otherwise we wouldn't have shown up by our own full volition and will. We chose to be here, and I think perhaps for many of us, we chose to be here to be a force of good and to assist in some kind of collective undertaking going on. So Seth keeps saying we have no limits, and we are part of something greater that we will realize more about as we tune into this and are open to growing our awareness into being more aware of who we truly are on greater levels of existence. So I like the Seth way of thinking. And sure, there's lots of voices that are completely counter to it. But what I have to keep doing is saying, no, I don't believe that. Seth has given me so much information, I can't go back into pretending it's not true. Seth has affirmed who I am, and I feel it. I've experienced the power within. And I'm not going to just toss that just because somebody has an icky opinion on TV. Back to the true power within me, back to the true reality that Seth described, that we can, truly manifest our true selves in this dimension and be joyous and be powerful and be fun and friendly and just have our energy shine brightly for ourselves and for others. I mean,
That's why I brought it up, so you all could put me right back on the right path, because I was letting it get to me. So thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. That's an important thing, like to keep coming back to the truth of who you are. And it's amazing, and live in that space of this. We need everyone to do this. Be the light you are, shine brightly. Don't let anybody dim that. Now more than ever, we need everyone self-aware and cosmically aware and let your love shine, you know?
Shine on. Yes.
Very nice. Did Joyce do the meditation?
Let's see what she
I'm
said.
gone.
Oh, she,
Yes, we
hey,
lost
oh,
her.
where'd she go?
Moved out.
Oh, I'll read a few. Oh, there, we've had some nice comments here. Maureen says, I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he said that there are an endless number of dimensions. And Seth said this 50, 60 years ago, that there are, 50 years ago, that there's an endless dimensions. And Seth even said he has not traversed every dimension there is. There'll always be new things for even him to discover. So it's just a fact. There are infinite numbers of dimensions that we will explore, but that we are exploring right now, all of us. We are manifesting in other realities right now. Tune into them. There might be some fun discoveries and realizing we are in different times and different spaces, earthly and out of this world. Dimensions. We're free to explore, and we have everything we need to explore them. Our consciousness.
And if we look at probable selves as being in alternate realities, that's just another dimension.
Oh,
And we're always creating new realities right here and
And
now.
right, and with every decision we make, we spin off the opposite decision, creating other potential us's and that take a different path. Yeah, I mean, it is so endless. Boy, I'm just in and out, in and out.
She's going to those other dimensions right now and demonstrating it for you. It's like, because that says we like flicker in and out of reality, and Kate will show you how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I used to do this. Boop. Oh, it's not doing it this week. Last week, every time I touched my third eye.
Oh God, what am I doing? Oh gosh. So, but he says we flicker in and out of this reality into other realities. It's like catch that train. Crystal also said, and who knows what it was in regards to, but I like it. Yes, agreed. Where are you focusing? Question mark. Focus on Seth. I believe it is how we create our reality. Again, Crystal says, you get what you focus on, whether you want it or not. Go for the stuff you want. That's a no-brainer of an answer to that.
I'm wishing I went away.
No! Get back here. Someone's got to geek this thing here. But whenever you notice yourself, that's the thing. You get what you focus on, whether you want it or not. The no-brainer, the easy answer. I want what I want. Kate, come back. I want you back.
There you are.
We're having... And here's Crystal again with the most recent comment. People are focused on chaos. And thus it continues. So if we are the place of calm and peace and what we want to see in the world, and if we become it, more people will resonate with and share that reality. So it's up to all of us, but no pressure. Just here we are developing these abilities to give our energy. Oh God, now I got the song. Oh, you get the best of my love. I love that song. So yeah, just get the best of your energy and your love. And you can only be doing the right thing. And this is a place of experimentation. This is a place of education and learning. And this is a place where we have to have chaos and drama. But don't take it personally. Don't take it seriously. Different people are experimenting with different things because we need to try out all these things. We walk, we fall down, like little babies, we throw something, we see that it, does something. But we're all actually, especially when you're reading Seth, you're at a point of maturity where you can take on more responsibilities with how you direct your energy. And that's a wonderful place to be when you're reading Seth and you're saying, I'm ready to take on these responsibilities of consciousness and my loving nature. Beautiful. And then we'll stop doing the hazardous chaos, drama, bored with drama, and be more of a constructive force. And like Seth says, we're in training to become co-creators with God, all that is, co-creators with all that is. So we're learning to develop these skills of conscious co-creation with all that is, and just step into our maturity as mature individual souls who are part of all that is and want to make conscious, positive contributions to this collective consciousness we're all part of. Yippee! We're doing it.
Yay.
Yay, we're doing it.
That's how come I had to catch myself, because I didn't want to co-create the chaos. And
Exactly.
Right.
That's what we're all doing, is catching ourselves and changing our minds and changing our lives and our collective reality. It's that magic moment of, wait, no, I'm choosing again. I don't want to go there. I'm going to go here. I know where the good stuff is.
and recognize where that belief came from, because I did have a belief.
Good,
Yay,
good, good.
we're doing it, gang.
Yay. Trying.
Achieving.
Yeah. Better word.
Achieving it. Score. Like, I'm trying to go like fist up whenever we do it. It's like, yes, we did it. Yes, we caught that moment. Yes, we recreated ourselves the way we want to, and our effect on the collective reality. Good for us.
Mhm.
We're working it. We're growing. We're maturing as souls. This is the best there is to just keep on maturing as souls for the greater good, or whatever you want to say.
Yes.
You don't weak out like I do.
No,
Isn't that weird? You're pretty solid.
me of all people.
Come back.
Amazing. All right. I think that if Mickey joins us, she'll just join us. I would like to do the meditation. So what it is 1:51. So we're
Oh my
about-
God, I can't believe we've been
I know.
That's
almost an hour.
We're 50 minutes into
We're almost
Seth Talk.
halfway through the whole Seth Talk. I cannot.
Yeah.
SyTime, psychological time.
Mhm. It's time for
shared.
SyTime.
Da, 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 da. Hey, everybody,
Time
it's
for SyTime.
SyTime.
So this one is called Changing the Past in Your Mind. And Seth talked about it in Seth Speaks, session 806. It's on page 59. He also talked about it in the Individual and the Nature of Mass Events, session 556. Wait, how could that be? 566, page 232. I don't know. I'm going to have to research the books, not just this, the booklet that someone compiled. I'm using that. So maybe the sessions or the dates might be a little bit wrong, but they are Seth's words. So what I'm going to suggest is everybody out in Facebook land and on Zoom, just get comfortable. Close your eyes. You're going to lay down? Okay, Go ahead. She's laying down. You're wiggling though. There you go. Okay, stop wiggling. Okay, so everybody get comfortable as Oshara is. And close your eyes. And let's take a few deep breaths together just to connect to each other. Breathe in through your nose all the way down deep into your belly, and exhale fully through your mouth. And do that again. Now just sit or lie back and listen to Seth's words on how you can change the past in your mind. One event can be actualized by more than one probable self. However, and you will resemble some probable selves more than others, because you are involved in an intricate psychological gestalt such as this, and because the connections mentioned earlier do exist. you can avail yourself to some extent of abilities and knowledge possessed by these other probable portions of your personality. The connections make for quite constant bleed throughs. Once you are aware of the probable system, however, you will also learn to become alert to what I will here call benign intrusive impulses. Such impulses would seem to be disconnected from your own current interests or activities, intrusive in that they come quickly into consciousness with a sense of strangeness as if they are not your own. These can often offer clues of various kinds. You may know absolutely nothing about music, for example, and one afternoon, while in the middle of some mundane activity, be struck by a sudden impulse to buy a violin. Such an impulse could be an indication that another probable portion of your identity is gifted with that instrument. I am not telling you to run off and buy one, but you could, however, act on the impulse as far as is reasonably possible, renting a violin, simply acquainting yourself with violin, concerto, etc. You would then learn the instrument far quicker, you see, if the impulse was originating with a probable self. It goes without saying then that probable selves exist in your future as well as your past. It is very poor policy to dwell negatively on unpleasant aspects of the past that you know, because some portions of the probable self may still be involved in that past. The concentration can allow greater bleed through and adverse identification, because that part will be one background that you have in common with any probable selves who sprang from that particular source. To dwell upon the possibility of illness or disaster is equally poor policy for you to set up negative webs of probabilities that need not occur. You can theoretically alter your own past as you have known it, for time is no more something divorced from you than probabilities are. The past existed in multitudinous ways. You only experienced one probable past. By changing this past in your mind now, in your present, you can change not only its nature, but its effect, and not only upon yourself, but upon others. Pretend a particular event happened that greatly disturbed you. In your mind, imagine it not simply wiped out, but replaced by another event of more beneficial nature. Now, this must be done with great vividness and emotional validity, and many times. It is not a self-deception. The event that you choose will automatically be a probable event, which did in fact happen, though it is not the event you choose to perceive in your given probable past. Telepathically, if the process is done correctly, your idea will also affect any people who were connected with the original event, though they can choose to reject as well as accept your version. This is not a book on techniques, so I will not go into this particular method deeply, but merely mention it here. Remember, however, that in a most legitimate way, many events that are not physically perceived or experienced are as valid as those that are, and are as real within your own invisible psychological environment. There are, in your terms, then, unlimited probable future events for which you are now setting groundworks. The nature of the thoughts and feelings you originate, and those that you habitually or characteristically receive, set a pattern. So you will choose from those probable futures, those events that will physically become your experience. Because there are bleed throughs and interconnections, it is possible for you to tune into a future event, say of an unfortunate nature, an event for which you are headed if you continue on your present course. A dream about it, for instance, may so frighten you that you avoid the event and do not experience it. If so, such a dream is a message from a probable self who did experience the event. So can a child then, in a dream, receive such communications from a probable future self of such a nature that its life is completely changed. The entire identity is being now. All divisions are merely illusions. So one probable self can hold out a helping hand to another. And through these inner communications, the various probable selves, in your terms, begin to understand the nature of their identity. Seth adds more about this exercise in the individual and the nature of mass events. Now, in certain terms, the past, present, and future of your present life are all compressed in any given moment of your experience. Any such moment is therefore a gateway into all of your existence. The events that you recognize as happening now are simply specific and objective, but the most minute element in any given moment's experience is also symbolic of other events and other times. Each moment is then like a mosaic. Only in your current life history you follow but one color or pattern and ignore the others. As I have mentioned in other books, you can indeed change the present to some extent by purposefully altering a memory event. That kind of synthesis can be used in many instances with many people. Such an exercise is not some theoretical, esoteric, impractical method, but a very precise, volatile, and dynamic way of helping the present self by calming the fears of a past self. That past self is not hypothetical either, but still exists, capable of being reached and of changing its reactions. You do not need a time machine to alter the past or the future. Such a technique is highly valuable. Not only are memories not dead, they are themselves ever changing. Many alter themselves almost completely without your notice. In his unpublished apprentice novels, Rupert, or Jane, did 2 or 3 versions of an episode with a priest he had known in his youth. Each version at the time he wrote it represented his honest memory of the event. The bare facts were more or less the same. Entire meaning and interpretation of each version differed so drastically that those differences far outweighed the similarities. But because the episode was used on 2 or 3 different occasions, Rupert could see how this memory changed. In most cases, however, people are not aware that memory changes in such a fashion, or that the events they think they recall are so different. The point is that past events grow, and they are not finished. With that in mind, you can see that future lives are very difficult to explain from within your framework. A completed life, in your terms, is no more completed or done than any event. There is simply a cutoff point in your focus from your framework. but it is artificial as basically perceptive is applied to painting. It is not that the inner self is not aware of all of this, but that it has already chosen a framework or a given frame of existence that emphasizes certain kinds of experience over others. Now, I would like for each of us to think of a past experience, imagine it, and then imagine the outcome that you would rather have seen. And imagine that scene with as much detail and vivid imagery of color and sound and touch that you can. And let's just sit in this space for a couple of minutes. Now that we've changed the outcome of whatever scenario we've chosen, and it is for our highest good, for our best. And if you aren't finished yet, just stay in this SyTime as long as you need. But for the ones that have completed this little exercise, and please know that you can do this exercise anytime. Anytime a past memory comes up that you wish had a different outcome, imagine it as vividly as you can, changing the outcome. Now, to all of those who want to stay in SyTime, you can do so. And for those who are ready to come back to Seth Talk, you may do so. We won't bother those who stay in SyTime at all. When you're ready, take a few deep breaths, wiggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes, and just come back to the program when you're ready.
It seems almost surreal that we're coming back now. The lecturers say that it's just not safe for them to come back because basically new students are going to be spreading.
Right. So while we were doing the meditation, Mickey joined us, and Martin's been winking in and out just like me. And on Facebook, Inger jumped in and she's watching with us. And our friend Judy Hall is now joining and watching us. So hello to everyone. I hope this was an enjoyable exercise and one that is so real that we can affect our future and our present by changing the way we would like to have had our past play out. I did this exercise years ago before I knew anything about Seth. I did it with Bert Goldman. And it was powerful then, and it's just as powerful now using Seth's words as he describes it in far more detail than Bert Goldman did. But it works. And I encourage everyone to utilize this meditation. And yes, I will get these done, try to get them done a little more professionally than the way I do them here, and that they are standalones. So thank you all for joining this with me. I love doing the SyTimes.
I had a bleed through memory from childhood.
Wow.
I saw somebody in my teen years that had their jaw wired, and that made me think of when I was little. I used to pretend to have braces on. I would put like a paper clip over my teeth to see how I looked in braces. And the kid with the jaw wired made me remember that, which made me remember in my adult life, my jaw did get wired. So interesting.
Yes.
Was it a bleed through? Did I create that now? I don't know.
Interesting.
But that's what popped in my head.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
How are you, Martin? You look like you're still in that space.
Yeah. Kind of here, kind of there. Yeah.
All right.
It's very pleasant.
Oh, good. Good. And anybody that's on Facebook that wants to share any experience that you may have had with this SyTime, please do so. Please do so. Oshara's still out. That's okay. She loves these SyTimes. It is so important that, you know, the timelessness that we live in, that a future self could be sending us information to help our present that, you know, we need to be aware of. And quite often we may not be aware of it, but we still heed the thoughts and go with it.
For me, when I saw the guy with the wired jaw, it was more than, I don't know, it had a meaning for me. I didn't know it, but now I think I'm placing it, why it had a meaning.
Wonderful. Good. And there is our Mickey. She's back. She's muted, but she's back. All right, let me unmute you. There you go.
Thank you. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Sorry to be so disruptive tonight.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm so glad that you finally got to join us.
The drama I thought was finished, but it's just hanging on a tiny bit. It's all very deeply set in.
Okay.
Very. And I'm shocked by how it's playing out. But anyway, I'm very glad that I joined when I did and caught the meditation.
You only missed a little bit.
Oh, good. I really needed it. And it made me smile when I realized what you were doing. I couldn't figure out why it was so familiar. And then you said Bert Goldman.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
I,
took me
I
back.
I did it years ago. It's
Me
one of
too.
yeah. It's a
Like
wonderful.
30 years or so.
Well, it's been about 10 for me, but
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Bert Goldman was brought to me after I learned Reiki, long before I heard about Seth or yeah. It was one of the first meditations. I didn't even know it was meditation. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is if I followed his methods, it worked.
it was part of Silver Mind Control when I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew that he did taught there, so I did it when I found quantum jumping.
Ah, yes.
So I have the 3 modules of quantum jumping, and I do them all the time. I
Oh.
just love his work.
Well, I have not done that since 1980.
Ah, well, I'd love to bring this back to you. Maybe I'll start doing a Bert Goldman quantum jumping,
Yes. Is
session.
he still with us?
He is not. He passed away during the COVID. I
Oh
think it was
my.
like May, but that's not what he died.
Really?
That's not what he
You
died
mean
from.
this year?
This year, yeah.
Oh my
His
God.
daughters reached out to the community um, and let
Oh.
people know what had happened. Yeah. So
Oh.
I just
That's
found out
amazing.
about it maybe 3 weeks ago. Um, yeah.
I'm for it.
Yes. And I was a little devastated for days.
Yes, I'm reacting.
He was
I'm
one of
seldom speechless.
he was one of my
Mm.
first spiritual teachers.
Mm.
And after I learned about Seth, I've always said I'm like, oh, he must have read Seth. He sounds just like him.
Has to have. Has to have.
Yeah. And Seth
I
came first. Yeah.
kind of felt like when I ran into Silver Mine, that all seemed very Sethian.
Hmm.
Jose Silva and all of that with June Graham and so forth.
Yeah, I never knew any of that group, but
But he was part of that. And I'm shocked.
yeah. Yeah,
This has been quite an experience.
so the last few years of his life, because he sold quantum jumping to Mind Valley,
Oh, yeah.
and then all his free stuff left the internet, gone.
Good
Uh,
heaven.
yeah, just gone. I mean, you can catch a few of them here and there. So he did the Daisy Pond, right? You must know the Daisy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's his very famous stuff. Anybody can Google that. It's wonderful meditation for healing yourself. Um, then he started painting and he would do intentional healing paintings for people. So
Wow.
that's what he's done after in the last few years of his life anyway.
I'm trying to think of what the program was called when I knew him, and I think it was called Supermind.
Well, before it was quantum jumping, he called it PDQ,
Ah.
which does not stand for pretty darn quick. It was Parallel Dimension Quest.
Wow.
I
That's
know.
quite a
So,
phrase.
so the very first quantum jumping, he calls it Parallel Dimension Quest. Then he changed the name of it, and then so there was quantum jumping 1, 2, and then there was a quantum jumping a number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That one was done by Mind Valley, and it's extremely professionally done. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the beautiful quality of Bert.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I loved his first 2 the
I
most.
enjoyed meeting him. Yes.
You
Yes.
met him. Oh God, I would love
Yeah.
to have met him.
Yeah. And I'm listening to what you're saying, and each week I'm watching the threads join up from that time period.
Oh,
All of Seth and Silver Mine and EST with Werner Erhard and so forth and so on. Ramtha, I mean, the list goes on. And I'm seeing how when Seth speaks about how, well, especially in the speakers, and the different Seth 2 and all of that,
mm-hmm.
they mention that they are going through a lot of different routes, a lot of sources that they have contacted, and they're speaking through several different mindsets. And each person that they used had their own version of what they were being told and what was being downloaded to them. And as I sat down today and realized the familiarity, there's a thread that's running through all of it. And it's just so profoundly true that, yeah, I mean, you start to see how they are speaking through so many different channels, literally and figuratively.
Absolutely.
And it's just mind boggling.
Yeah.
It helps me with the process I've been going through of trying to understand these two camps within Sethism, where some can understand and accept that there may be other routes that he's coming through, and some who adamantly say, well, no, it's not possible. Well, like some here have said, you can't limit him that way. You can't dictate that Seth had no other route, especially if he himself has said that they've been coming through for eons,
Yeah.
Right.
even before man was as we know him,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So that is all kind of coming together now for
Mm.
me. You know.
Now, when Bert Goldman talks about how he came to learn quantum jumping, he doesn't mention Seth, but you just said something that made me think that, maybe Seth or a facet of Seth came
A
through
facet.
him to bring this particular way to understand probable selves.
Yes.
Whereas I don't know that I really got it through Seth himself, but I certainly got it
Mm-hmm.
from Bert Goldman. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody had their very specific things to do. Seth
Mm-hmm.
seems to be the big, broad, covered everything,
Yeah.
like the mother lode.
Right. And
Yeah.
then you get the specifics in other little pockets.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And when I ran across Bert Goldman, I didn't have any idea about probable selves. It was, to me, it's like, oh, it's a doppelganger, it's a double walker, it's a,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
exactly. I took him at face value that this is what he did, how he came to do this meditation. And if you want to learn more, you can access yourself. Right? So everything was about going within and that it is a part of you. But it was always going down like into your heart space and then going through that door. That was the quantum jump, the quantum door.
Yes.
And with the intention in yourself of what you wanted to achieve or see or talk to when you cross that door, that threshold,
Mm-hmm.
that would be there. And sometimes the scenery would be different. I remember doing a quantum jump and I was in a boardroom. Another time I was sitting on my front steps, and that was
Ah.
the time that my business wasn't doing well, and I wanted to meet with my very successful business self that had done this, and what am I doing wrong, what am, and I don't really remember the words, but my business is a success now. So
Mm-hmm.
it clearly worked.
Yes.
And I've met painter selves, and I asked for boardroom stuff, so people that knew business, that knew different things. Lately I've been asking for my channeling self. I want
Oh.
to meet with that person. And the other thing that Bert would say, and this follows Seth's material as well, is that everything holds a vibration. So when you meet with these probable selves, doppelgangers, you can join with them and feel the vibration that they're putting out and bring that vibration back with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
to that end, I have just ordered um what's it called? A tuning fork
oh,
that's at the 432, I think it is, or
okay.
something like that. Um, for the resonance that it creates in the room, so that when you are meditating, I thought the next time that I could do the meditations with you, that I would be able to feel a certain resonance in the room that would aid what I was getting. Because I've done at least 10 different types of meditational training over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been the most profound in
Oh,
its impact. It really is. And it is the most unspecifically practiced and aimed and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's not all gussied up like in a studio, etc. I mean, some of them are so fancy,
yeah, yeah.
but this is more heartfelt and it's profound in its impact. So I really appreciate that. So I ordered the tincture bells, the little
Oh,
finger
yeah,
bells,
yeah, yeah.
and the it's either 432 or 428, something like that. That tone that's supposed to be the truest of them,
Okay.
that instruments are tuned to, etc.
Okay.
And I thought,
I have 2 tuning fork sets that I use for
do
healing
you?
to tune the body. They're tuned to, I have one set
Exactly.
that's tuned to the chakras. I have another one that's tuned to notes. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, and you know what? When I've used it with people, if they're so off, that actually causes a very unsettling dissonance within
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
until it can bring them up.
Until it catches up. Yeah.
Exactly.
It'll cause you to attune to or resonate with the right thing, and your own thing changes,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
that's the whole point.
You can
Absolutely.
feel it. So that's what I've just done.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, I won't go into all the particulars of the drama, the evening's drama, but I made a statement last night to a family member about something I wanted, something big. And through a series of what seemed like small accidents today, the thing that I wanted has just been ordered by someone else for me because they had to replace what was here. And it took less than 24 hours. We had a little drama. We had to have some people come in, and there was a problem at the house, and
Yeah, yeah.
the city came in, and when the engineer came, their recommendation was that we get this new item and get it free.
Good. Well, that's the way to manifest.
Hello.
Wonderful.
So then I come in, and I come in right on the meditation where you're taking you back to change something the way you want it. I was speechless.
Oh,
Just
Mm.
I'm so
speechless.
glad. I'm so glad it's helpful. And people have been commenting on these meditations that they're watching them later on Facebook too, or not on Facebook, on YouTube, and
Uh-huh.
that they're just as beneficial after the fact.
Yes,
So
Mhm.
yes,
that's good. That's good. I'm so
that's
glad.
incredible. Well, I
I
just
have
love it.
my background is with Werner and Est. I
Oh,
actually
yes.
worked with him personally. So
Ah,
yeah,
I remember those days vividly.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So that brought back memories when you mentioned that.
oh,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah,
And you can see how things have followed a certain track,
yeah,
events, and the education of the public, so to speak. The times have been a changing, and this whole
yeah,
thing has followed a certain vector,
yeah.
where the world itself is waking up to our innate ability to change our reality.
Right.
And I think those of us who were a part of the beginning of all of that, I'm beginning to see where the thing didn't stop just because we're no longer in the 70s. It was quietly behind the scenes growing and gaining more power,
Yeah.
sending out its roots. And here we are. Here we are.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at an SD.
Yep.
I've only heard about it. I never
Mm.
got into it.
Oh, you probably didn't need it, love. Knowing you as I
I don't
do,
know.
you're putting out that whole vibe yourself. I love the picture of you years ago. That beautiful picture of you, and you've been powerful a long time, girl.
I think protected, I think.
Yes, yes, that was lovely. How's
Thank you.
Oshara, by the way, Kate?
Oh,
Oh, there she is.
her.
Because I hadn't seen her, and I thought, well, she's
Oh,
not there.
she laid down to do the meditation, and she is still kind of in that space.
Chilling.
Yeah, that's what happened last week too. She ended up writing pages and pages of information
Ah,
after that meditation.
Hmm.
So yeah, these I'm loving that Seth's words are they, they matter, and that's why the Seth house is here, because
mhm.
we want to keep his words alive. And maybe even more than just in the books,
Right.
I certainly suggest everybody get the books and read more of what he said about these subjects, but to hear the words, to do the exercises, that is just so important.
It's profound. The impact is profound. I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
When you were speaking earlier about the probable selves and what you were working with and how you were contacting yours and so forth, and I had a question. Has anybody else ever questioned whether or not we might be each other's probable selves or what was the word, coordinate, you know?
Well, I guess that's very possible.
I keep wondering about it. There's some, that little something that we all talk about that we're feeling, something
Yeah.
about the group, quote unquote.
The connection to the
The
group.
I've thought
connection
that.
when yeah,
Hmm.
it made me wonder.
Very, very possible. I mean, I know that we are a probable selves of those other selves,
Yes,
and that we can do a reverse jump
yes,
to help someone else.
yes.
But I had not thought about the group itself. That's interesting.
Well, I feel something and I'm not sure what to call it.
Okay, well, it is definite
Hello, Joe.
resonance.
Hello,
Oh, I
Joe.
am. Oh, I didn't know I was on.
Yes, we see you. I wanted to say hello. Yes.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
yep,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Now, I will suggest, it's been happening a lot. After we got done last week on Zoom, the whole East Coast went out of Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we,
Uh-huh.
like minutes after we left, it crashed on the East Coast. So Zoom is just, it's being used to its fullest extent right now, I think.
Yes.
So if you find that your voice is breaking up, I would suggest you stop your video, then we can at least continue to hear what you're saying. But right now, everybody seems to be okay. And I was surprised, Marty, after you came and went, you were able to come on without me inviting you back in again.
Yeah.
So must
Really?
be, and this is all stuff, Zoom is changing their stuff like on the fly, I think, swear it.
I
So
bet their
they,
stock is through the roof.
usually I have to invite everybody in, they sit in a waiting room, but apparently after I do it one time, then you can come back again and again.
Ah,
So that kind of works nice.
Yeah. If you tap on your own picture where you see your face, it'll bring out, and then you tap on your name, and then you can unmute yourself.
Okay.
yes.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, all right. And
So,
I mean on mine, and of course I'm a Mac user, so on mine it's the lower left-hand corner. I can either mute myself or I can stop the video. So
Oh,
yeah, here, watch. There. That's what I look like with the video stopped,
I see.
Mhm.
but you can all still hear.
Mhm.
And then I can turn my video back on. So
And I know that as we're sitting out here and listening to whomever is speaking, we can click on a face that we see at the top and make them the big view in the center
Yeah.
at will. You can pick someone. It's not necessarily the person speaking, just
correct.
someone you might want to look at.
That is correct. Now, if you go to speaker view, then whoever's speaking becomes the full screen, and then
Yes.
everybody else is in a little box.
Yeah.
So,
But sometimes I surreptitiously go and look at Martin's Buddha.
oh, she's in on you, Martin.
That's good. That's good.
Terry Woods
So
just joined us
I'm
on
wondering if
Facebook. Oh, Joe, go ahead.
yeah, I'm wondering, is my voice breaking
A little bit.
A little.
to you now? Because I do hear a little.
Yes, you are broken up a little bit.
And what do you suggest I would do then?
If you wanted to, tell us something to speak, I would suggest you stop your video, and then the voice takes much less bandwidth.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just can't see you, but I can hear you.
Right.
Actually, if you stop your video, you could still see us. You just can't see yourself.
Be seen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you cannot see me either.
Correct.
Right.
But we could hear you. So,
But we would hear you clearly.
right. And for something like this, the voice is actually more important than the video.
Much more.
Absolutely.
So how much am I breaking up? Should I go without the video now?
You
It's
did
not much.
fine that time. Yeah. It's hit.
Not bad.
It's all right now or not?
Yep. You sound okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama. Okay. Because I like seeing you.
So what do you have in mind? Do you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about? Joe?
Yeah, I hear you. You're a bit breaking up when I hear you. It's a little bit breaking up when I hear you, but maybe that's because it goes overseas. I don't know.
Kate,
What?
when you're speaking to Joe, do you see the whatever stuff it is in the air around her?
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I the only one seeing that?
Yeah, I saw
see
it.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Well, she's smoking.
She's smoking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was that same blue stuff we saw in the first broadcast when you and I were talking about that. But I thought, what is that?
I just thought it was smoke. I mean, I did see it.
It may be smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah. So Joe, before you joined us, we were talking about probable selves and doppelgangers. And were you able to do the meditation with us?
Oh, I just joined in 5 minutes ago. I didn't hear anything before this.
Okay, so you missed the meditation. Go back. I think it was about at the 1 hour mark we started. I think maybe it was like, I think we might have been like 55 minutes into the session.
Yeah, I'll find it coming week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad I do them at different times every week.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well,
That
Miss O'Shara just snuck out, so she's not here anymore. These meditations really do affect her.
Oh. Yeah, they can be.
Ooh, our friend Janine Oliver. I have to say hi, Janine. She's from Philadelphia and she's on watching us. Hi, Janine. Anytime you want to join the panel, you let us know and I will send you. I would love to have you on as a panelist. Janine was brought up by her dad the Seth way. So she's her dad just lived the Seth way and brought her up with those values, and she is an amazing woman.
I'd love to hear her
Yes.
side of things. Ooh.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
She's visited us at the Seth house before. Her parents still live close by. They live in Sayre, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
comes up every now and then to see her parents, and she tries to visit with us when she can. So we do love having her.
That would be nice if she could come on the
It would
panel.
be. So Janine, do you hear that? People would love to talk to you. And you know, I think, and I don't know about through COVID, but I know that she was doing yoga classes during our Seth Talks. So she had a hard time joining us back then.
Ah,
But maybe her schedule has changed a little bit. We'll see. I'll try to get her on anyway.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So you, Kate, you asked me something. I don't really remember what. Oh yeah, but I'd like to tell something about the last meditation of last week. I heard it this week, and that was about the feelings and the emotions that cause the events to happen, not the other way around. And you actually had to comment on that. So I did it on the Facebook of the last week's episode. But several things came to mind and how sometimes you successfully
Joe,
create. Yeah.
try stopping your video. You really are broken up quite a lot. It's hard for me to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I'll try.
now that was clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's on its own. I'll try.
Okay. So I think Joe's frozen now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if she can turn off the
She is
video.
back.
I don't know how to get myself off the
You
video.
don't know how to do it. Okay. Hold
Okay.
on.
If there's
Wait,
that
I
little
should be
box
able to
that we
do it.
have, because on the non-mat,
Here,
that
I'm
little
gonna do
box
it.
at the top.
I'm gonna do it for her. Stop video. Okay,
All
Joe.
right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I can still hear you, and you can still hear me.
You're
Yeah.
very clear now.
Yeah, it's better.
Yes, much better.
Oh, I'm so glad because.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, in these meditations, I'll have a try again.
Okay.
In these meditations, yeah. In this meditation of last week, then had that feelings create the events. I remembered a lot of successes, but I also remembered that often you forget that you create the events. So many times it's, oh yeah, remember, hey, it's me who creates it. So you can change it in the moment. And one thing I like to share was what I remembered then was when I first bought the set books in 1984. I read it the first week, ongoing, day and night. And the first exercise I came across, I thought, okay, I want to see if Seth's theories work, was that I kept telling myself 3, 4, 5 times a day, I need some money. So I just have this affirmation, money can come from everywhere. I have a channel of abundance with the universe, and money can come from everywhere. It literally lays for me on the ground. And after 1 week, I just came from a museum in my town, and something pulled me into a little back street where I never went through that street, because that's a dirty small street in town where there hangs a condom automatic. So that was a street where I never would go in, but something on the corner said, go into that street. So, okay, that was so strong. So I stepped into that street, and within 5 meters, there lay 45, a package of 45 guilders, euros, we say now, on the street. And that was so mind-blowing. So that was right in the first week that I thought, oh my God, Seth's theories work. You can create all kinds of different things. And that's when I was sold. That's when I was totally sold to Seth. In 1 week it happened, just reminding myself 3, 4, 5 times a day, okay, the money can come from everywhere. And then joyfully forgetting about it the rest of the day. So I think that's something I wanted to share. And from then on, well, I used it many times. But
I had a similar occurrence with me. I didn't want to ever say this, but I used to take the elderly ladies to bingo, and I had just read that you create your own reality. So I said, if that's true, I'm going to win the jackpot tonight, and I absolutely won it.
Ah,
Yeah.
It didn't work all the time, but it worked occasionally.
I use it for poker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Many times well, it's my experience that you just forget when things happen, and you think, oh yeah, I'm the creator. I have to. So I'm planning on thinking, put a writing on the wall. So remember,
Yeah.
you created. It's not the other way around. It's the feelings and the emotions come first, and the affirmations,
And
then things happen.
Jojo, that's a perfect example, because it is putting out our clear intention for that. And an affirmation like that you created manifested quite literally. And
yeah. To an extent, I was so mind blown. I was 24 years old at the time that I took that money off the street. I think, well, this is meant for me. And I went to the coffee house where we came with a lot of students together. I put it on the table and I said, this is what happened to me today. For everyone, a cup of coffee or a beer.
Oh, wow.
It was so mind blowing. It was in the first experience with Seth Speaks, with his theories. Yes.
And then for you to use it to create joy for someone else, that's lovely.
It was lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
I spent mine, sorry. Nothing honorable on me.
There's nothing dishonorable about
I'm
that.
kidding.
Right? And Mickey just did this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
She manifested
Today.
a new appliance.
Yeah, right into the now.
In 24 hours, and bam, there it was.
And it
Wow.
cover all dimensions, though. Like, we're describing manifesting in physical reality, but there's also the manifestations that go even deeper and more essential, like changing our own inner world to be a happier place to be, and to believe you can change your inner world. There's belief systems out there that tell us, no, you can't change your inner world. It's dark psychology or something. But Seth really simplifies it. It's not like your dark subconscious is out to get you. It's realizing, no, your inner world is a beautiful, friendly place. And to change some of those things beliefs that might have been implanted that say, be afraid, be very afraid to go within. It's like, no, as Seth keeps saying, like, my God, the answers are all from within. Your connection with the universal oneness is all within. So it's the inner journey that is beckoning us and calling us. So as we find ourselves focused physically, and we start to do things in the physical reality that are magical, manifesting things around us the way we want them to be, it's also a way of the inner world is beckoning you to come within and make it beautiful in there. It already is beautiful in there. Just let go of the stuff that is the silly ideas that float around out there that you don't need to take home with you. Just back to what Seth says about the unlimited nature of your inner world as it creates physical reality, and is it, oh, the inner homeland is vast and expansive and interconnected with other realities and other beings. I'm the one flipping in and out of physical reality now, as we can see. So I know from what I speak. I've just been there. Coming back to tell you that you are an infinite reality that can create physical things beautifully and inner things beautifully. And you are interdimensional. And it is all beautiful. And just learning to be better and better at this, restoring our natural abilities to be multidimensional beings, infinitely creative, infinitely wise, and having fun and living in joy.
And it also, it's my experience that it also influences your surroundings immediately. Like I had an example when I had a birthday and I had 2 family members and they were heavily discussing politics, and they were really going at each other. And I thought, oh my God, this is my birthday. Come on, what are you guys doing? And I just went inside in my, I call it the feel zone, the SyTime, just for 5 minutes, and directed my energy, my intention in my heart, love. And as soon as I felt this little ray of light coming out of my heart, a ray of kindness and peace, and it was within 5 minutes that they said suddenly laughing and making jokes at each other. So that's when I saw, oh, it can work so quickly when you reach your heart, and that energy, when that pulls out, then it immediately spreads out to your surroundings, and people and animals, they all come at ease in a matter of minutes. That's, crazy, magnificent discoveries they were.
Wow, I love that, Jojo. I love that. Just feeling that, to send that energy out of your heart and for the room to change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Especially animals, how they react to it. They immediately come to you and caress
They're
you.
quicker, aren't they?
Yeah,
They
right.
seem to get it quicker.
Yeah.
Well, they say if a dog doesn't like you, you're really a bad
The
person.
cats especially.
Well,
what?
If a dog
Sorry?
if a dog doesn't like a person, because they get it faster, they pick up from people what kind of person you are. And they say that if a dog doesn't like you, it really says a lot about who you are.
Well, it depends on the dog, and I wouldn't want to put my self-esteem in the paws of a dog. The dog might be having a bad day and hate everyone that day, and then I walk along and say, I don't like you either. It's like, oh my God, a dog doesn't like me. I just want to. So no, I'd rather put my self-esteem in myself, not other opinions, human or non-human. And I'll trust myself about evaluating other people.
About babies, toddlers, and so forth, that they tend to really react to a person's vibration.
Yeah.
But they poop their pants.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there's a difference there.
Again, my self-esteem is for me to decide, not a dog or a baby or.
You're a trip. I love it.
She sure is.
They poop their pants.
Yep. Yep.
Oh gosh. That reminds me, I have a video I'm going to send you on Messenger.
All right.
Yeah, it'll make you laugh.
Can't wait. Don't even want to ask what it could be now. After that.
It's hilarious. My daughter sent it to me.
Okay.
But it's right along with what you're saying.
Let me throw another idea out there. And I'm looking at the time. It's 2:52. We have 2:53.
We've got 7.
No, wait,
wow.
I got December. Anyway,
it's
thing.
5:53.
I know we got our clocks wrong on our computers and everything.
7 minutes.
But 7 minutes ago, counting down, And the whole idea of like, we have really covered so many beautiful Seth things and life things and personal things. And let me throw it out there. And if you don't want to say it or talk about it, just think it really hard. What is it you want to accomplish now? What is it you want to create now?
Peace.
What do you want to do now? This is with your life in this dimension, in every dimension. Yeah, throwing it out. What do you want to do now? What do you want to create now? What do you want to manifest now? Feel it, think about it, and now say it, declare it. What now? Your life, your soul. What now? What now, great creator that you are? Anything at all.
You first.
Going deeper into my spiritual understanding and spreading love and wisdom and good information and energy. I just want to be a vehicle for bringing forth wonderful ideas and things and feelings.
Oh, you're doing that already. Pick something else.
Whoa! You're so funny. You so funny. All right, I'll think about that. Okay,
as you said it, I thought, but that's what you do.
Bless you, Mickey. Thank you. That is so sweet. And thank you for that. And I'll try to think of something different then. That's a good idea.
Pick something else. You're doing that.
While I'm thinking about it, now you guys.
You're taking the easy way out here. You already doing that. Touche, Fouquet. But Audrey, you said something when she was saying it.
Peace.
God
I've been very affected this week, and it led me to a belief that things were going to get worse. So now I know, where to go within and stop that belief system. But yeah, I want peace. There's other things I don't know if I want to say, but yeah.
No, I agree completely. Yeah. Because when I first sat down, the news was on the screen in the room, and I was just choked.
Yeah.
I don't know
if you
thought, holy cow. Yeah. It's all changing while we speak. So I just concentrated on it, stayed in the meditation, and kept putting that out there that it would be better soon, quick, right now.
I said earlier, that's my core belief in my life. Things have always gotten better, no matter how bad I thought they were. And I have to believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like Seth saying, it's like Seth saying that every thought changes the course of the world.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because the moment you think it, you can already change it. But when I don't feel good, and I remember it in time, then I say, okay, now I go with inside and I concentrate on my deep peace. And you just go breathing and feel the deep peace, and you can make it happen in a matter of minutes.
Well, I came in not feeling too good, but I'm leaving feeling very good.
Oh,
yeah, excellent.
That's the thing to create.
Yeah.
That's the thing to manifest.
Yeah.
Because it is who we are creating, who we are. That is our masterpiece. That is the main thing. The better the you that you create, the better it is for the whole galactic everything.
We're adding to tip the balance, of what reality is at any given time.
And as Jojo was saying, she just brought love into a room through her heart, and that changed everything in the room and in the conversation. And as all of us realize our power to bring loving energy or any kind of peaceful energy, joyful energy within us and around us, that does change everything. And don't get all freaked out when it's like, oh my God, I'm all messed up in the head. I'm destroying the universe just by thinking.
That was me.
It's okay. The universe is strong enough to handle it when I dip a little bit. So don't worry about it. You'll come back. But to keep reaffirming that intention of, okay, what do I want to bring to the world? What do I want to manifest? What do I want to do with my life? My energy and all of your energy, just refining and purifying and being better and better and more the energy you want to live in and manifest from. That's huge for you and for all of us.
Yeah.
Your energy, well and healed and fabulous, is one of the first best things you can do with your focus. Is feel right with the world, feel right with yourself, feel like, and you don't have to do a damn thing. You don't have to prove yourself, or you don't have to, you know, do some heroic thing in that outer world. The true heroism is in peace within. Be at peace. Allow the loving nature of who you are to just exist.
Yeah.
Intend always to align yourself with the higher spiritual hoo-hoo wah-wah, whatever you want to call it, and be that going within thing. That is really all the highest we can do, and it's all right here. You don't have to leave the room or leave the chair.
But it's so profound once you keep that going. It gets to where you cannot mistake that it's working.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
You can
I
feel
remember,
it.
I remember one time I was really worried. It was last year. I think, oh God, I'm not doing this right, and this messed up. Oh my God. And I went into alignment with the higher self entity, and that was right beside me on my left side. I suddenly heard, "You're just learning, dear."
Oh.
So that's what was a great relief. So I think you never have to be worried if you mess up. I mean, you're just learning, dear.
Oh, what a gift.
Yeah.
What a gift.
Yeah, I never forget that one.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's true. You know, we're doing everything right just by learning, dear. You're learning. What a wonderful framework we find ourselves in, where we can learn. And
that's profound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was mind blowing.
Yeah, for sure.
Simply by hearing it.
And receiving it.
And takes a lot
sharing
of away a lot of worrying.
And you share that with us, and I think all of us felt a sense of maybe a little weight relief, weight off our shoulders, and that, yes, we're learning. That goes for all of us, that message.
Yeah. I think it so counts for everyone. Absolutely. Takes away the worry. We fall and we stand up again, and we fall and we stand up again. We pick ourselves up and say, okay, doesn't matter if you fell. You just, the point is not giving up and getting back up again. That was my learning from it.
And continuing to learn. And what a magic gift that is. We are learning. And we're getting better at it all the time. It's unavoidable. But yeah, let's enjoy this. This tremendous gift. And keep learning to make it better in our inner world and have that spill over. That's, yeah. Jenny says, things are always working out for me and for everyone, with a heart. Keep running positive thoughts in our heads. Keep reminding yourself of the positive thoughts with Seth and other positive affirmations that really are all over the place. Start looking for them, start making it up, start saying, okay, what do I need to tell myself to change my mind right now? And a sentence will come in, or guidance will come in. Ask for guidance and listen. Ask for wisdom, listen. You are the spigot of wisdom and love and manifesting beautiful things. So start working it more often. You're part of the universal wow. So bring it forth for your own amusement, for your own joy, for your own life. And the more we share it with each other, Kate, come back. Kate, thanks. And don't leave me here. So we should probably lean towards departure time, but let me hear some more wisdom from all of you folks. Anything you want to say? What's your big message to us all to take with us into the week and into our lives, to remember, to remind us? What would you say to all of us? Just to
Me, be mindful of your thoughts.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, just keep believing.
Yeah.
Just hold your intention to create more joy, that
Yeah.
it's going to be better. If you can keep
Yeah.
believing that, then it is pulling toward happening.
Yeah.
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 And go into the feel zone, because when you get out of your head and you make instant energies flowing better. That's
Yeah.
my experience lately. I go constantly and every day into the feel zone, to the 0.0, where you don't think, you just are and just be. Like Seth says, it's all about being. It's not even about doing a lot of things, but it's about being.
Mm-hmm.
And in that feel zone, yeah, everything settles. So that's my latest meditation form.
Be open to the wisdom that the universe is sending you now. Receive all the wisdom and guidance the universe wants to gift you with. It's all right here. It loves you. We are loved more than we can imagine. Feel it, believe it, and receive the love, receive the wisdom. Call on it. Make a habit of reaching out and reaching in and calling on all that love and wisdom to inform you what you need to know and hear right now.
And send love and healing to all of those probable selves, past selves, and future selves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all
It's
a
real.
part of each one of us, and even if we had, you know, like Mickey was saying, you know, we have some kind of a connection to this group, sending those positive vibrations to those makes a difference right in the here and now. You know, when you go in and you send to your past self that maybe had a bad time, maybe a child of that you were a little child, and you can feel the love return. You know, it happens. So be mindful of all of those selves of yours that are out there.
Liberate all of your
Yeah.
probable selves. Love all of your probable
Yes.
selves. Set them all on the wisest path.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them know what we know and know more than we know.
And they're helping us out.
That's right.
That little voice to our left that says, "You're learning, dear."
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows what the connection is?
That's right.
Yeah.
Probable future self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your entity. But bless and love all those parts and connections. What, Martin?
Oh, I said the entity part. That's something I'm really resonating with, bringing through my unlimited self. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Any wisdom you want to give us, Martin, just hand us some wisdom here?
Well, I don't know how wise this is, but I've had this recurring dream or dreams, and I keep seeing myself with multiple arms, and I'm always I'm telling people, well, I'm used to having more than two hands. So maybe that's like I'm bigger than what I'm being right now. So
you have more capability than you realizing, or giving yourself credit for.
It's the old Shiva symbol.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
I had a friend that was Sikh, and she told me that. Yeah.
But I guess the thing of like, you just to realize you are more than you know. You have more than you know. You can reach out and do more. There's more to you. Yeah.
Oh wow, that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so, it's so vivid an image.
Yeah. I really resonate with octopuses. I love the way they look.
And you can swat mosquitoes, really. They don't have a chance now. Look at you.
Yeah.
Give each arm one of those little electric things that looks like a tennis racket, you know.
All clear. All clear. We're an amazing bunch, and I really appreciate meeting with all of us for this universal discussion about what matters and what we are and what we're becoming. And it's a
And
lovely
how we
boost.
can change the world.
Our world, especially changing our world, changes the world, changes all worlds. Wow, this could be fun.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Right. If Joe could change the
Changing
world
our
in 5
world changes
minutes.
all worlds. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what we are. That's who we are. Game changers.
We
Wow.
have the gift of the gods. The
Yeah.
gifts of the
Yeah.
gods.
Love that.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, beautiful, Audrey.
That's one of my favorite Seth quotes.
And
Yeah, yeah,
We create, yeah.
awakening
absolutely.
awakening to our true powers and manifesting them and using them and doing wonderful, amazing things. Blow yourself away with all the good you can create. Your inner world, your outer world. Yes.
It's daunting to me how many people, what the percentile is of people who don't give themselves credit for having the power to make changes and to aim their intentions and so forth. And when you try and bring it up, the reaction is so often, oh, well, now I can't do blah, 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 blah. And anything you finish that sentence with, the I can't, is such crap because you know, once you do believe it, the list of stuff that starts to come through is quite mind-boggling. You know, there aren't any limits. You really are shocked by what it is you can do, you know. And
Yeah.
but it's so frustrating when you're talking to people who have that mindset that, well, little me, I'm only. It's painful to hear.
And though we can help keep throwing those ideas out there, and eventually a seed sprouts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of beautiful ideas out there. Be a seed thrower. Keep being a seed thrower.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I try. That's my sister, one of my sisters, and it's, oh, you're lucky. Oh, nothing good happens to me.
Yeah.
Drove me up a wall.
It's very frustrating, isn't it? It's
And people
tiring
have
as well.
forgotten
It
that.
sucks your energy out when they keep coming from there.
She
You're
was
fighting
living
hard
here.
to keep your space from turning negative while you're
She was
hearing all this negative stuff.
she was living here with me, and it was affecting me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one to remind ourselves to be in our pure space, so to speak,
Yes.
as we try to put ideas out to others. And yeah, just noticing within ourselves, what's the best use of my energy as far as trying to put myself out there to put out, to give energy. And sometimes it's, better pull back and get my energy restored again. And
Well, that's her reality.
yeah.
I mean, I have to.
You know what? Another thing though, too, we can start reimagining other people.
Yeah.
And I've heard this talked about, like, and Shauna started to touch on it, and Martin did too. As I reimagine my relationships with others, is I realize there's this telepathy in our relationships. What if I change my thought frequency, my beliefs about other people? And just sit with that meditation. I'm believing that you're a different person and you like having positive energy, and you're changing your ideas. And we don't have to get like belabor it too heavy duty and get all tangled in it for hours, but just gently and fun say, what if I changed the telepathy I'm sending out to another person, and I have a different attitude about that person? And what if I can change my relationships with them and they just start talking different around me and feel different?
Yeah, how we hold our political leaders be an example of that. Whichever
That's what
one
got me in my funk.
Yeah,
That's
me too. Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah.
let's start with just biting off the pieces we can chew. Like
Yeah.
Like if I start sending out this ripple effect of, okay, gently, everyone in the earth, everyone that I'm aware of in this dimension, because I'm shifting my energy about how I regard them all, they're amazing and beautiful and wonderful. Seth kind of had that belief himself, like, oh, all you humans are, I'm just guessing a Seth feeling, but you know, he really held humans in high regard and wanted to help them, but told us what we were was this something amazing. What if I get on Seth's bandwagon? Everyone's beautiful and amazing and manifesting what they need to manifest because they're just all just learning, and I bless them. And it's like, and everybody is turning more positive now and having greater positive beliefs now. And I'm just putting that out there. This is my telepathy. And when I interact with others, they're going to say, just like finding 54 euros, they're going to start saying golden things.
Yeah.
They're going to start saying positive things. And I'm just going to keep on holding that. And I'm sure feeling better about it, that everyone out there I am holding in a high regard as beautiful creators. And they're saying positive, beautiful things. And I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to listen for those beautiful things that my kindred spirits are saying out there. And I'm going to rejoice.
That is so important. Wow.
I think instead, I read somewhere that instead of criticizing the political leaders, if you just indeed think of them with love, you make them instantly better in their own feelings. So
and I know that's better for me.
Criticism doesn't help.
If I'm sending that love to everybody, I'm feeling that love. So it's working for me. Regardless of what they do with my love, I'm grooving to my love.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got to hold it to send it.
It does make a difference.
I'm happy with whoever wins. I mean, I'm never disappointed. I don't care who wins. I really don't. Whoever it is, I'm going to be happy with them. I'm already determined that way.
I wish I could feel like that.
That's a stretch.
And I think my personal reality isn't dependent upon global events. Or how other people need to learn or whatever, but that I am sending out this for the greater good vibe, and a loving vibe, and a peace vibe, and a wisdom, you know, Sophia, the goddess of wisdom, coming through, and just, you know, if where I am living personally is something I created that's beautiful, that's where I live. And if I'm radiating that, that's going to have a positive effect.
We all have our own timeline, huh?
We are all worlds unto ourselves. Make your own world a wonderful place, and that affects all other worlds. But go ahead. Sorry, I might have interrupted, Jojo. I'm sorry.
No, I said we all have our own timeline. So whatever you create on it, that appears in your world.
And make it something you're proud of later.
Yeah.
Something you say, wow, when I did that, I changed everything in my world, and that changed all the other worlds I'm in. So make something on your timeline every day where you go, I'm proud of how I showed up, how I shifted my energy, how I stayed in my energy, and how I set positivity out there that, by golly, might have had a difference. A big difference in others in ways I couldn't possibly have imagined. But now we're all catching an inkling of how powerful we are. Everything we put out there has a positive effect if we choose to.
Well, there's so much responsibility that goes along with the power that a lot of people, I think, find it easier to rest on well, it's not me, I'm not doing this, you know, I don't have the power to change reality. It's happening to me, I'm not creating it.
And as soon as you change that, everything changes.
But there's a lot of responsibility there, you know.
Good, take it. With fun, with joy, with liberation.
I agree.
I am accepting the responsibility of being an infinite creator in my life, and that this reality can benefit, but just because I'm here, just because all of you are here. I mean, we're learning, but grab that responsibility, encourage others to be excited about it. Like, wait a minute, I can make anything? Yeah, I want that. I am responsible for it. Oh my God, what a liberation that is. Get all excited when you explain this to people. Because as you're explaining it to other people, you're reminding yourself. And if they're putting up resistance to it, just keep reminding yourself about how wonderful it is.
Well, I also think that when we run into these instances of resistance, that they're in our now, so they're reflections of something that we need to be reminded of.
Yeah.
You know, you're reminding yourself that that this thing is there and you want to not have it there. So it's making you strengthen whatever it is you're doing.
And you can choose in the moment to keep on responding to it until it comes to a point where, okay, I passed the test.
Well, you're not getting that energy.
Like, okay, answered the questions well with this person about what reality is. Now I can walk away and skip, tra-la, happy. If I'm complete with the process of interacting with someone who we call as negative, or you know, just keep. I like what you said. It's like, okay, if this is coming up, keep coming back to your center and answer it how you really want the answer to be. I create my life. I'm at choice all the time. I'm emanating wonderful energy. No matter what the other person is saying, keep stating your truth. And when it stops being fun, you can say, oh, I'm getting another call. Oh, look at the time. I have to be anywhere but in front of you right now.
Oh, don't encourage me to use that one. Gotta run. I've got, you know, the Pope is at the door. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
A permission slip.
So I've given you all
right with you.
And you can end it with, you know, I've given you all this great wisdom. I know you know how to handle it. I'm going to leave it with you. I have to go, you know, save more souls. So this is everything you need to know for the rest of your life. Just gave it to you. You can do it. Ciao for now. You know, keep bringing in your beautiful humor too.
Off
really,
you jolly well go.
And really the main thing is we know. And we will run into people who say, what is it about you? Please tell me. We're bound to run across people who want to have these discussions and enjoy those discussions. But keep manifesting you, the you that's true, the you that's real. Keep doing it. You're doing a great job. And there'll be more people who like you will gravitate towards you to share this wisdom with you because they're discovering the same wisdom. So we are magnetizing people to us, and other good souls are magnetizing ourselves towards them to share the real journey of life, of positivity, of developing ourselves, of sharing these ideas, ideals, and truths. So, yeah, you know, aim for the folks you want to share your life with. And make that decision too. I want people like this. Oh, that means I have to be a person like this.
Exactly.
It's a deal. It's a deal. Be the people you want in your life. You will have more people like you in your life. So yeah.
I often say, be the change you want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Be the people you want to know.
Really, it's quite true.
Damn, we're good.
We're fun.
And maybe we should start to roll it. What do you think, Kate? Is it it's 22 after the hour? 2 hours. 2 hours and 22 minutes.
Oh, we should.
Oh, that's profound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Two.
It takes two to. Yeah. So let's manifest meeting again next week. Whoever can join us next Sunday. Any thoughts and feelings you gathered through the week that you want to share with us that are wisdom and loving, wise, loving, and uplifting? Bring those to the table for us all to feast over next week as well. And let's keep in mind how infinite we are and make the changes in your life you want to make. Make the beauty in your life you want to make this week, and brag about it when we see each other next week. And read Seth and have SyTime meditation moments. You can go into these meditations anytime. I mean, enjoy this system of learning we're in. Enjoy the reality of who you are in your soul. And let's just keep sharing that all over, wherever we go. You only have to radiate it.
That's true.
Yeah.
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 Now, for all those people on Facebook, yes, come to Facebook with your questions and comments, and we try to get them on as best we can. And if you want to be on
Come
the
on,
Zoom,
come on. Yeah, come
you
on
know,
over and join us.
I want to
Love
say
ya.
this. There were 22 people invited, 22 people. And look how many are on.
And
so it's we're including lots of people, and people have very busy lives. And next week is Labor Day weekend, right? For us in the US. So so I don't know, if that's going to affect who can be here and who can't be here, but don't think that, oh, well, they're only limiting to a few people. That's not true. So if you want to be on, please send an email to info@thesethhouse.com, and I will send you the instructions.
And we love everyone who's been on. I think every single show we've had has been perfect. The people who've been on, the conversations we've had, everything feels like this is magic every time. So yeah, we invite 22 people, and we got 6 of us. Fantastic. We had a very intimate conversation, and the opportunity for people to contribute.
Yes.
And
but the way
the room for everyone to share.
But the way we're doing it, it's not that we're not trying to include everyone. We just can't have it happen on the fly.
Yeah.
So I need to know by Saturday so that we can keep things under control. I'm all about control. So.
And we've learned that the hard way, haven't we?
We sure did. And if you go back and look at old Seth Talks, you'll see what we're talking about.
Yes,
Some of them are quite funny.
Funny, or
we're not saying this lightly. We know what we're talking about.
we know what we're talking. And
so but people in the very beginning thought we were not including them, but that's not true at all.
It's a way of including and embracing people who want to share this Seth talk and really care about each other. So we are bringing people in who feel like they want to share and bring their energy into this kind of an awakening.
Yes. So Janine was watching, and I said, oh, we would love to have her on, and everybody, kind of chimed in, we want you.
Yeah.
So I'll have to drop her a little line, and I don't know if she's still watching.
We should just recruit by whether or not they asked or not. We're putting you on we're going to keep sending you. Here's the codes. Join us.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. And a few people, they're like, oh, I'm working today, or I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And we understand everybody's busy lives, and we don't want to have people feel like they're compelled to be here every single Sunday.
You must show up
although Audrey and Mickey, I don't think you guys have missed a Sunday, since we began. And Martin, since you joined the first time, you've been here every time, and God bless the people that are here with us, because it would be very lonely if I signed on and I was the only one here.
Yeah,
I would do SyTime still, and then I would probably
keep
trail
talking.
off.
But I trust your feeling about showing up too. But again, the door is open. We invite you, and we have these wonderful conversations. And the funny thing is, I've said it before. These are recorded. We post them online.
Yep, absolutely.
Who knows if 20 years from now, you will be watching yourself speak, and you will be your future self watching your past
Yeah.
self on this recording.
Yeah.
Going, wow,
Nice.
I
Wow.
said that? Yeah. Or
That's profound.
it is profound playing with time that these are recorded and other people will see them and maybe be inspired.
Oh, definitely they will be. They're being inspired throughout the week, let alone years from now. Because once
Yeah.
this is on the internet, it's on the internet. All right, it doesn't go away. It's not like Vegas.
What happens here goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and some people might say, oh, I don't want to come on right now because I'm having a bad hair day, so I won't come up. You know, for what? Well, obviously last week Martin fixed that. He shaved his head.
Yeah.
Now, we don't require that of everyone, but you know, one of the first things I do when I get on is, oh God, my hair's a mess. And I keep tugging at it. I am a hair. Oh, my hair, it's not. Something's not right. My teeth, whatever. But show up anyway. You know. And
I went through that today
Yeah.
because I was late, and I don't have time to do makeup, and I can't do hair, and I can't do.
Brush my
And I
teeth.
thought, just shut up and get in there.
As you are.
And
Get in there as soon as you can.
Just get in
Yeah.
here. Come as you are. You're beautiful as you are. And
if you can't be here in the beginning, that's not a big deal either. So
drop
we
in when you can.
understand people come and go, and you know,
don't
that's
worry about,
fine.
oh, it's 5 minutes after I can't show up.
Right, right.
You know,
Yeah.
come in when you can.
Yeah.
Here is the perfect time to be here.
We are so easy.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you,
Take
baby.
a,
Yeah.
take a bus of hairspray and your hair is always good and you can go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
And we're doing it for Seth, and we're doing it for ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love this camaraderie that we're creating and doing it every week. And I feel like it gets better and better every time. And I just can't thank all of
definitely.
you enough.
Yeah.
People
And-
who are here or
and
here.
Facebook, and you know, we talk about the Facebook people all the time, but you know, there they are, and they're just listening to us. You know, they don't, you know, they're
bringing us-
joining a little bit, but their
they-
energy is there.
I feel their
Yeah.
energy.
Energy
I
is
feel their
great.
love and support. I can feel the Facebook friends.
Yeah,
and
I can feel
the-
them.
Yeah.
I can feel them.
And just
I want to say something more, that every time I've been, whether I was on or not, every time the Zoom meeting stops, and especially in the last 15 minutes, I get this feeling around me that's so profound. That's why I posted somewhere from not only talking is happening here, there's more happening, because and after about an hour after the Zoom meeting stopped, this energy is still around, and it's such a beautiful, unearthly, magnificent energy. So I think we are not alone in this, guys.
Oh,
No,
thank you for sharing
agree.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so
every
I
time
agree.
again.
I feel it too.
Yeah, huh?
keep
Yes.
feeling it. Keep feeling
Definitely.
it. Meditate in it. Take more SyTime
Yeah,
afterwards.
absolutely.
Bring it into
Oh,
your
it's just there, and it keeps hanging around. But I used to work with these energies, but it's very interesting that I don't even align consciously during the meeting, but it's just there, created by all of us, and I think the supporting spirits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yes,
a goal
yes.
will be that energy won't dissipate throughout the week, and it lasts longer than the hour, and that we start holding that energy for each other and those that want to be aligned with the same energy.
My experience is that it fades away in a couple of hours, and then the next day when I do it again, it comes on again, and it stays, sometimes the whole afternoon.
Just getting the taste and lengthening the times
Yeah.
of it. And it's a gateway too, though. When you feel certain energies, it's a gateway, it's a doorway. Open it, be with it, be at peace with it, open it. Start talking to it too. Ask for
It's getting stronger and stronger as the week goes on. From week to week, it has definitely gotten stronger and stronger. And I think it accounts for some of what I'm going through now, where intention is manifesting really quickly. You know, really, it's getting quicker and quicker that you learn to be careful what you say, because it will manifest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has its effects. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I've been working with it for about 8 years now as a light
Mm-hmm.
worker. And it only got stronger and stronger and stronger up to now
Exactly.
that you just can feel it without consciously directing to it.
Exactly. I
I
agree.
guess
I've gotten used to
that's
it
what I
being
feel
there.
when
I
we
assume
come
that the
together.
connection is there. You know, you can feel it so often that
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
start to realize that's how it is. It's there.
yeah, yes, yeah.
I need the connection, so it's good for me
Yeah.
Good.
Ah, yeah,
because
And
I have social anxiety. Believe me, this is not me, but I need it. I keep
this
coming
is
back.
this is the you that we love. And if you
Mm-hmm.
ever feel that way, just turn on an old episode and connect up again.
Watch
Yeah.
yourself shine.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never watched one.
Oh,
Really?
Oh no,
I
but
watch them all the
you're
time.
wonderful,
I don't
Audrey.
like
You're
seeing me.
wonderful.
Okay,
You're
change this,
wonderful,
please.
Audrey.
Change this.
I
My
found out last week, I found out that if you go back and look at it, there's this other strength, this other energy that comes from rewatching. Because I never ever would have been able to watch anything that had my face in it.
what you
And then
know,
I
I mean,
started to realize that I was getting it's when I'm looking in my own eyes on there, I'm looking at other selves that I didn't realize were there.
Wow,
And
wow, Mick.
I can actually feel and see them.
Wow.
So there's a strength that I have learned to pull from rewatching.
Wow,
Now,
I'm
I
so
don't
curious. What do
understand
you
it.
see?
I
And what?
just feel it. I don't particularly see it so much.
Okay.
Well, I guess I do because I started, say, about the third time, I started to realize that the me I was seeing was coming from one of the other selves, at least one.
Oh,
Sometimes there were three or four.
What an amazing
wow.
opening.
And you can
And I
define
couldn't
them.
explain it. I couldn't explain it, but I knew I could feel them there. And I started to say to them that, I just realized you were there. So I'll
Woohoo!
come back and connect with you
Woohoo!
again. You
Wow.
know,
And you can
I,
define them? You can
yes,
define them separately?
I
Wow,
thought it
that's
was one. And then I realized one time that there were three. And then another time it says, what we are legion. There's so many.
yeah, there are many. Yeah, yes,
There's
yeah,
So
so
it
many you.
became that this is a conduit for me to a lot of other dimensionalities, a lot of other manifestations. So, but
woohoo,
now I didn't know
woohoo.
if that was because of the moment of what it was doing, and newly I'm realizing it, or the fact was helped by the fact that I'm used to channeling. So I kind of was
Yeah,
used to being able to pick up on what's around me.
yeah.
And I'd never before realized that I was picking up on various parts of me that were
Yeah,
around me.
yeah.
And
oh,
I found I can always touch them instantly by putting the talks back on.
Wow.
mm, mm.
I've asked for a calmer higher self to come through
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, I really get anxiety.
I did too. But
Oh,
I've done very well with getting comfortable with getting rid of that. And it only comes up once in a while when there's some legitimate reason to be anxious. It's no
Yeah,
longer just coming up unbidden, so to speak.
oh,
yeah, yeah.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
But
realize
boy,
that you're good as you are. As Seth says, you are good. And
yeah.
when you realize that, then a lot of anxiety can vanish away.
When you release the anxiety as the tiny bits of it you can, you may not be able to do it all at once, but the tiniest little bit of it starts to energize another part of you. And then you
Yeah,
energize another part of you. And before you know it, you freed up a major part of you so that there's more of you that's not anxious than the part that
yeah,
is,
yeah,
you know?
definitely.
I
Yeah.
think I'm getting a little better.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
so
I
good.
couldn't even get a thought through. I mean, ugh.
But one of the very first
Look
things
how
I
far
felt
we
when I
all
met
go.
you was the profundity of the beautiful vibe you're putting out. And I looked at you and I thought, she doesn't know. She doesn't feel it. And yet we feel it. You know, I think
Yeah,
all of us do.
I feel it too, Audrey. You're such a
Yes.
kind person.
Oh, it's
I
So,
live.
beautiful. It's an aura around you that is just absolutely twinkling with beauty and goodness.
yeah,
I try to live that way through my heart and love.
It's there.
it's there,
It's
absolutely.
discernible. It's absolutely discernible. So you need to know that. We know. We see it, we feel it, we pick up on it. You
Yeah.
know, so you're not undetected, believe me. You're not incognito, girl.
That's usually my state,
You're
but yeah, okay.
totally good as you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, yeah, I don't even want to get into it. Through the accident, I got scars, my jaw's wired,
I had no idea.
metal plates in my jaw.
Yeah, well,
I'm
see,
always
none of
like
us
this.
know that. None of us are holding on to that.
I am. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly. So you can
Yeah.
join us in ignoring it.
Right.
You are so much more than only the physical
That,
things.
yeah.
I mean, we all get those things as we get older. I have
Mhm.
the issues too, but I realize more and more I'm not my body. I'm just much more than that. I'm the
I'm
soul that lives within it. And I think, Audrey, you are such a kind soul.
Oh, thank
Wow.
Yeah,
you.
yeah. There are diet doctors who actually have hitmen out looking for me.
What? Sorry?
I said there are diet doctors who actually have hitmen out looking for me.
Oh,
But I ignore
oh
them.
wait. You have? Oh my
I
God.
just ignore them, you know. I see them going by outside, you know, and I just ignore it. Close the window. I just close the blinds. They don't know I'm here.
Well, thank you all.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Feel better.
Yeah.
I think we all feel better, and we all gave each other some tremendous energies, advice, laughter,
Yo, best
being the
medicine.
great healer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just reminding us who we really are.
That's
Yeah.
part of why it feels so good here. You
Mhm.
know, we're really picking up on who's inside.
Yeah,
And
Which is
those
Yeah.
people inside are having a great time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's
I
just
just read a post today. The gods always laugh, Seth says, because they don't have
oh,
time for seriousness.
I love that. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Where did
Yeah,
he
I
see
loved it.
that?
Oh, I know. Someone posted it on
Oh, I see.
I believe the fans of the set material. I believe it was Rachel. I'm not sure.
Ah, that is
The
beautiful.
gods always are laughing because they're they don't have time for seriousness. Yeah, right.
yeah, an
Well, I
ancient.
always said God has a great sense of humor because it's obvious when you look at all the stuff he created, all the people he created. He must have a really great sense of humor.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I think Seth also said it. He always enjoys himself when he
Hmm.
does he did all the teachings and all the talks, not out of obligation but because he enjoyed
He
so much
enjoyed it.
doing it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would love to have met him
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
oh
You do
yeah.
every day.
live.
Seth probably visits you in your dreams every night, asking
Oh,
you
yeah,
for what you want in the book. You know.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
I met Seth, that was years ago, and then I had a profound dream, and I never had seen a picture of Seth before. And suddenly in a dream there he sat with a big bald head, smiling calmly, and a kind of a white robe, sitting in a chair, very relaxed, just looking at me. And that was after I had maybe 30 years living with his books. And
Wow.
I thought, wow, so that's what he looks like. But I never seen a picture before. And then July 2018, I bought, I believe it was The Way Toward Health.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the picture Rob painted of him, and I was struck by lightning because it was the exact same image as I had seen in my dream. I think, wow, that was really true. Wow.
I've got to go now. So my battery's about to die. But good to hear you all. Good to see you all. And I'll be back
Bye,
next
Martin.
week.
Hi, Martin.
All
So
right.
nice to
Bless
see
you,
you.
Martin.
Bye.
Bless
See
you.
you
So
next
good to see you,
week.
Martin.
See you
See you
next
in 3
You
weeks.
too.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank
Big
you.
hugs. Big hugs.
Good
Yeah,
week,
big
Martin.
All
Yeah,
best.
thank you too.
Love
All
you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
So has anyone else had a dream about Seth?
Yes.
Yeah?
Seth dreams about me.
Whoa.
And he wakes
Whoa.
up screaming and he goes, ah, it's that dream again.
Now that's funny. That's profound. Because I think that's probably much truer than any of us realize.
Just made that up.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of wisdom in that.
That he wakes up screaming when he has dreams about.
You had a dream about Seth, Nikki?
Many years ago, yes. And it's very interesting that now.
So, Mickey, you had a dream about.
Yeah, that was many, many years ago. I mean, we're talking late 70s, early 80s, back then when I was actually doing the studies with Rick Stack, and that made it very much more energized. The energy was more energized, and I was doing a lot of exercises where you worked knowingly in your sleep with the Seth energy, and so he would come and go. And you'd just be in the midst of a dream and realize that you'd feel an energy, and then I would try to picture it. But I often don't picture him as the picture that Rob drew. I've gotten him in a lot of different ways. I've gotten him as Asian, as Black, as Chinese, as, you know, I mean, in different dreams, you have a person in the dream and start to suddenly realize that that's the manifestation of the Seth energy in your now.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Coming from your higher entity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm also very aware of the difference between what I called my higher self, quote unquote, versus other Seth energies that would show up, or other beings, other people who have passed on or whatever who would come. But I could always tell the difference between whoever I was picking up versus my own higher self. You know? And those are some profound differences, because I had some very strong help from a higher self at one point in my life. And I totally changed my life, changed continents, changed partners, changed everything on the advice of a higher self in a meditation once.
Yeah, I have the same experience with higher self. It's incredible help. Yeah, I can usually feel the difference in energy, like what kind of energy is coming, what kind of, is it a passed on relative, or indeed the higher self energy, or a past life, or one of my spirit helpers, and they have totally different energies as well. Like I had for a long time, I had an old Italian guy. He was really dressed with in very old clothes, like 1,000 years ago or something. And he wore sandals with those wipes around the legs. What do you call it?
Yes. The laces.
Kind of, like the old Romans did. And indeed, he turned out to be an Italian. And it seemed that we had a marriage on the island of Capri many ages ago. but there was still such an incredible love. I think that's a love that lasts forever. And he turned out to be a spirit helper for many years. And then for some half a year, I didn't feel him around. And I thought, oh my God, it's getting really quiet. Maybe it is the time for a new helper to come along. So I just asked for, is there a new helper for me? And the next morning I woke up with this dream. And in this dream, I stood before a counter of very old wood. And behind the counter, there sat a man who I refer to as a judge, because he was wearing a long black robe. And he was going through papers, looking at me and going through papers. And the next moment, he made a gesture with his hand to the left. And then there suddenly sat a very small African man. And I get the chills again when I speak of it, because he looked at me with his arms crossed, very relaxed, with an enormous smile. And he had an enormous big black big black hair on top. And the next moment I stood beside him in the waking up, and I said, are you my new spirit helper? And then this because at that time I was ill and I needed a lot of new energy to and he was the strongest energy I ever felt. I worked with him through up till now. Even today he was with me and gave me an enormous boost. But his energy is so incredibly strong. And then I after some weeks I asked to him, well, what was our relationship in a past life? And immediately he said father. And then he showed me, and I was his daughter, and she stood before me in a small African sandy village. And she was a really heavyweight lady, but with a kind radiation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I think now he's my father for years. I call him Karimba, but usually I call him Ka.
Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's fantastic. But that's the strongest energy I ever felt. So I believe he was a medicine man then, because I never felt a spirit with such beautiful healing, instant healing, incredible strong energy. So yeah, you can feel many things if you.
Speaking of healing energy, that cat that just went by you, Audrey, has a lot of healing energy.
You think?
Yeah, I was aware of it every time it was putting its face to your head. Very interesting entity. Very interesting little spirit there.
I wonder if he's my other cat, a probable self of a past cat.
Interesting idea. You know, that whole thing, Kate and Oshara, of whether or not animals have probable selves. I never thought about that before.
Yes, they
do.
do.
It's alive and physical. There's more to them than meets the eye.
Yeah.
I didn't want another cat, but he found his way to us, so. And I'm very happy.
Yeah.
We're doing
so wonderful.
Kate's doing a thing, and I know we're 3 hours now, but Kate's doing something Facebook's doing something to bring them on camera. We were wondering if there's a possibility to bring people from Facebook to this, because we don't understand what this message is. Bring them on camera. What happened when you clicked it?
Well, I clicked it, and then it says bring her on, blah, blah, blah. So I said add, and it's Kara McLeod. And, you know, she said, she answered brilliant to the conversation. And then I'm asking Kara, you know, did you get a message from me? I asked to bring you on camera. I'm not exactly sure what this means at all.
There's like new features on the fly with this Zoom Facebook thing.
So I'm trying to see what this means, and
And we'll know.
That's very
if
interesting.
we could draft people from Facebook. It's like, bring them on over.
Yeah, and we were down to only 2 people watching. Now more people are signing
More people are
on
jumping
all of a
on.
sudden. Well, I think
We're
as
supposed to be off
people-
air an hour
I
ago. Now
know.
people are like, oh, I'll jump on if they're still talking. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, the next wave. We're going to make the
Yay.
Guinness Book of Records again.
Oh, so Kara says, "Oh, I'll work on that for next week." So I don't know that we
Okay.
understood what's
That's
going on.
very
So
interesting.
basically, Facebook is giving me a message to bring them on camera. I click yes, and I can I can say add or I can say cancel. So by saying add, I have no idea what it's really meaning. And of course,
But we'll look into this. and find
Kara's
out.
in Australia, so it's really early for her. So that's what she's
Right.
saying to me.
Yeah.
So
Right.
So her hair may
just,
not be
just
perfect.
asking Kara if you got a message through Facebook about joining.
Let
That's
us
what
know.
we're looking at, because Facebook is sending me.
We'll research this.
Oh, she says she needs to look more presentable. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
show up.
Just show up, no matter what your hair is. Yeah.
Anyway,
joking.
I was just wondering what is Facebook trying to add, and I know that Facebook
Great.
is really trying to compete with Zoom. So
I
I know,
was just about to say those very words.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
Facebook has now the rooms that you can do, and I've not tried them.
Mhm.
The reason I like doing Zoom is because I can do the Facebook thing and then it converts it to something that's very easy to put on YouTube. So
Mhm.
it's one-stop shopping for me as opposed to doing 3 different things.
Mhm.
All right, so
Chat rooms.
she hasn't seen anything from Facebook, so I don't know what this means.
We'll find out this
I'll
week.
try to research it this week and figure it all out, but I think that I'm getting hungry. So I think it's time that, we bring this to a close, and I think we have wonderful intentions.
Yeah, I'm
to
getting tired.
close
Here it's 1
our
o'clock.
week. Oh,
Yes.
yes, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have great intentions to go into the next week.
And meditate on the energy you feel after the show
and
to be with it
continue
more.
longer.
Be in the
Yeah.
field of energy you want to be in all the time.
Mhm.
Invite your invisible friends over for the rest of your life.
My teacher once said to me, if you are in right alignment and things are working for you, it will be right for everyone around you.
Mhm.
And I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's interesting to explore. Yes.
So
Yeah.
should we Oh, what? You're doing a Carol Burnett?
Yeah, Carol Burnett.
Oh, no.
We are dating ourselves.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
did that last week, I laughed to myself and said, how would I know that from long ago?
Yes.
We shared similar probable pasts.
All of us.
And are there any other things to share before we toddle off into our making our incredible realities, continuing to make our incredible realities here?
Just
Karen?
thank you all.
Yes, thank you.
Audrey, you're a bright light on here. I love it that you're usually the very first person that joins us.
Yeah. I just come for the red glasses.
Well, my prescription glasses are not ready, so.
Okay.
I love those. I've been
I
trying
do
to
too.
find some.
The Dollar Tree, $1.
Yeah, well, I can't. Mine would have to be prescription. I'd be the stumble tree. Let me tell
Well,
you.
yes. And yes.
Send to the friends when you're done.
So
But I'm
Everyone-
leaving
I love
feeling
you
better
all.
than I'm leaving feeling better than I came, and thank you.
Me
I love
too.
you all, and I thank
We
you
love
all.
you. We love you. We
It was
love you.
You
wonderful.
all.
And all you folks out there in Facebook land, we love you
Yes.
too.
yeah.
Yes.
And Kara just said thumbs up with a star. She's going to go back to the beginning. Thanks all. And she says definitely keep it on Zoom. Don't put it on Facebook. Woohoo! All right. So we
I
like it
kinda
live on
agree.
Facebook, but I like Zoom's platform. We'll stay.
Yeah.
And to everyone out there,
Bye-bye.
to everyone out there who's viewing this video in the future, who we may not know or never know. We love you, and we're so glad if somehow we
Yeah.
blow kisses and
Yes.
send energy to you
Just think we're
wherever
sending
you are,
kisses into the future.
into the future, sending the love into
They're
the
all
future
good.
and
And
manifest
everyone who
beautifully.
listens is good.
Love it.
Yes.
Manifest beautifully. Love Seth, love each other.
Good night, everybody.
Hey,
Good night.
How do you? Okay.
Oh, shit.
Love
Good
you
night.
all.
Love you.
Bye.
Be
Love
manifested
you.
beautifully.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.